Gerunds and infinitives are very common in the English language. They can be used in many situations. Sometimes you may use an infinitive and a gerund. Sometimes you have to choose between the two, because using one may be completely wrong. What is an infinitive? What is a gerund? An infinitive is the verb form that has to at the beginning. For example, to do, to sleep, to love, and to create. It is the simplest verb form that you have to modify to fit into sentences. For example, she sleeps, I sleep no longer contains the infinitive of the verb to sleep. Instead, it is used with the simple present third person form of the verb to sleep. She sleeps, I sleep. Gerunds are formed by adding ing to the verb sleeping, drawing, swimming, but they are not the ing verb forms that you see in the present or past continuous tenses. They look the same, but gerunds are actually verb forms used as nouns. Let's take the infinitive of the verb to sleep and use it in two different sentences. I am sleeping. This is the present continuous. Sleeping here is part of the verb. It is not a gerund. Here's the second sentence. I don't like sleeping. This is present simple, but it contains a gerund. Sleep plus ing. ing. Sleeping. Sleeping is the direct object of this sentence. Now that you know the difference between infinitives and gerunds, let's introduce the rules that will help you to use both correctly. While the rules below will help you understand how infinitives and gerunds should be used, you should make sure to practice them so you can use them in real life. Rule number 1. Gerunds can be used as a subject of a sentence. Take a look at some examples. Walking is good for your health. Making friends has become more difficult since I moved to a new city. Becoming a millionaire is a dream of many young people today. Here, the gerunds are part of the sentence subjects: walking, making friends, becoming a millionaire. Rule number 2. Both gerunds and infinitives can be used as objects of a sentence. You may say, I enjoy drawing. You may also say, yesterday I decided to draw. Both sentences are correct, but one has an infinitive as the object, and the other has a gerund as the object. What is the difference? It's the verbs that precede come before the object. Some verbs require a gerund, and some will require an infinitive. In the above examples, we can see that the formula is enjoy plus gerund and decide plus infinitive. With practice, you will be able to remember which one is which. Here are a few examples of verbs that need to be followed by infinitive. Agree. I agreed to go to a party with my friend. Decide. The president decided not to participate in the discussions. Deserve. Everyone deserves to be respected. Expect. I expect to know my exam grade by tomorrow. Hope. We were hoping to avoid traffic by leaving early. Learn. He learned not to trust anyone. Need. She needs to learn how to cook. Offer. I offered to help my brother with homework. Plan. We are planning to watch a movie tonight. Promise. My friend promised to find the time to help me move. Seem. We seem to be lost. Wait. I cannot wait to see my family. Want. I don't want to go to bed yet. There are lots of verbs that require an infinitive after. You will learn them naturally as you progress in your English studies. And here are a few examples of verbs that need to be followed by a gerund. Admit. They admitted changing the schedule. Advise. I advise proceeding, moving forward with caution. Avoid. She avoided looking me in the eye. Consider. Think about. I considered staying silent, but I had to tell her. Deny. I denied knowing about his secret. Involve. The course involved writing 3 tests. Mention. Say something. She mentioned seeing my brother at a baseball game. Recommend. I recommend practicing gerunds and infinitives. Risk. Don't risk losing your job. Suggest. I suggest reading more English short stories. Rule number 3. Infinitives should be used after many adjectives. Here are 3 sample sentences that will help to illustrate this rule. It is not easy to graduate from university. It is necessary to speak English to work in a hotel. It is wonderful to have close friends. When you describe something with an adjective underlined in the examples above, an infinitive should follow. Using gerunds here would be incorrect. But remember, if you want to make that object into a subject, a gerund should be used. Graduating from university is not easy. Speaking English is necessary to work in a hotel. Having close friends is wonderful. How else do you know if an adjective should be followed by an infinitive? To construct 2 plus adjective is another way to tell. For example, this dress is too big to wear. This car is too expensive to buy. And the same is true about adjective plus enough. My child is not tall enough to ride this roller coaster. The course was detailed enough to widen his knowledge base. This rule is useful enough to understand the usage of infinitives. Rule number 4. Only infinitives are used after certain verbs, followed by nouns or pronouns referring to a person. We asked her not to go. In this sentence, we is the subject, asked is the verb, and her is the object form of the pronoun she. You must use an infinitive to go, never a gerund, after certain verbs followed by nouns or pronouns, referring to people. To remember this rule, you will have to study verbs that take an object and an infinitive in this context. Start with these examples. Ask. Can I ask you to help me with something? Expect. I never expected him to become famous. Hire. Give a job to someone. Did the company hire you just to sit in your office? Invite. I invited a friend to attend the ceremony. Order. She ordered the child to stay at home. Remind. Please remind me to wash the dishes. Require. The test required him to concentrate fully. Teach. That will teach you to follow the rules. Tell. We told you to come here. Urge. They urged me to continue my research. Warn. I'm warning you not to do this. Rule number 5. Only gerunds are used after prepositions, with one exception. Consider this sentence. I talked him out of taking that job. Here, the gerund taken follows the preposition of. Prepositions can follow any words, be it a noun, a pronoun, a verb, or an adjective. In the examples below, the prepositions followed by the gerunds in bold. A preposition that follows a noun. Novels about growing up are popular among teenagers. I have an interest in becoming a painter. A preposition that follows a pronoun. I forgive you for not telling the truth. A preposition that follows a verb. She is thinking about trying martial arts. He looks forward to meeting his cousins. A preposition that follows an adjective. I am wary of going alone. My mom is scared of flying. There is one exception. The exception but is a short word that connects two clauses of a sentence together. It is called a conjunction. Sometimes but can also play a role of a preposition. When but is used as a preposition, it is the same in meaning as except. If but or except are used like this, they need to be followed by an infinitive. I had no choice but to follow her. I had to follow her. Mary made no stops on the way except to get gas. Mary only stopped to get gas. There is nothing left for me to do but to collect my money and go. I only have to collect my money and go. You may not see but and except used this way often. Just follow the rule of gerunds after prepositions and you will get it right most of the time. Gerunds and infinitives may be confusing, but they make your English speech more varied and colorful. It is very useful to study them and practice using them correctly. The more you notice gerunds and infinitives in your study of the English language, the easier it will get. Sometimes you will be unsure if you need to use an infinitive or a gerund in a sentence. In this situation, try changing the sentence and saying what you want to say in a different way. Practicing is how you become more fluent. It is important to practice. Some verbs can be followed either by a gerund or infinitive, but the meaning will be different in some cases. To remember, to forget, to stop, to start, to begin, to try, to regret, plus a gerund or infinitive. Remember, I remember doing something. I did it and now I remember this. You remember doing something after you have done it. First, I know I locked the door. I clearly remember locking it. I locked it and now I remember this. Second, he could remember driving along the road just before the accident, but he couldn't remember the accident itself. I remembered to do something. I remembered that I had to do it, so I did it. You remember to do something before you do it. First, I remembered to lock the door, but I forgot to shut the windows. I remembered that I had to lock it, and so I locked it. Second, please remember to post the letter. Don't forget to post it. Regret. I regret doing something. I did it and now I'm sorry about it. First example. I now regret saying what I said. I shouldn't have said it. Second example. It began to get cold and he regretted not wearing his coat. I regret to say, to tell you, to inform you, I'm sorry that I have to say. From a formal letter, we regret to inform you that we cannot offer you the job. Go on doing something. Continue with the same thing. First example. The president paused for a moment and then went on talking. Second. We need a change. We can't go on living like this. Go on to do something. Do or say something new. After discussing the economy, the president then went on to talk about foreign policy. Try to and try plus ing. Try to do, attempt to do, make an effort to do. First example. I was very tired. I tried to keep my eyes open, but I couldn't. Second example. Please try to be quiet when you come home. Everyone will be asleep. Try also means do something as an experiment or test. Try with this meaning is followed by a verb. We say try plus ing. The photocopier doesn't seem to be working. Try pressing the green button. Press the green button. Perhaps this will help to solve the problem. Compare. First, I tried to move the table, but it was too heavy, so I couldn't move it. Second, I didn't like the way the furniture was arranged, so I tried moving the table to the other side of the room. But it still didn't look right, so I moved it back again. Need to and need plus ing. I need to do something. It is necessary for me to do it. First example. I need to take more exercise. Second, he needs to work harder if he wants to make progress. I don't need to come to the meeting, do I? Something needs doing. Equal, it needs to be done. Example. The batteries in the radio need changing. They need to be changed. Do you think my jacket needs cleaning? Equal, needs to be cleaned. Third example. It's a difficult problem. It needs thinking about very carefully. It needs to be thought about. Help and can't help. You can say help to do or help do with or without to. Everybody helped to clean up after the party. Or everybody helped clean up. Second example. Can you help me to move this table? Or can you help me move? I can't help doing something. Equal to I can't stop myself doing it. First example. I don't like him, but he has a lot of problems. I can't help feeling sorry for him. Second example. She tried to be serious, but she couldn't help laughing. She couldn't stop herself laughing. Third. I'm sorry, I'm so nervous. I can't help it. I can't stop being nervous. Like, love, hate. When you talk about repeated actions, you can use ing or to after these verbs. So you can say, first, do you like getting up early? Or do you like to get up early? Second, Stephanie hates flying or Stephanie hates to fly. Third, I love meeting people or I love to meet people. Fourth, I don't like being kept waiting or I like to be kept waiting. Fifth, I don't like friends calling me at work or friends to call me at work. But we use ing, not to, when we talk about a situation that already exists or existed. For example, A. Paul lives in Berlin now. He likes living there. He likes living in Berlin. He lives there and he likes it. B. Do you like being a student? You are a student. Do you like it? C. The office I worked in was horrible. I hated working there. I worked there and I hate it. There is sometimes a difference between I like to do and I like doing. A. I like doing something. I do it and I enjoy it. I like cleaning the kitchen. I enjoy it. B. I like to do something. I think it is a good thing to do, but I don't necessarily enjoy. It's not my favorite job, but I like to clean the kitchen as often as possible. Note that enjoy and mind are always followed by ing, not to. Example, I enjoy cleaning the kitchen, not I enjoy to clean. I don't mind cleaning the kitchen, not I don't mind to clean. The following verbs can be followed by ing or to. Begin, start, continue, intend, bother. So you can say, it has started raining or it has started to rain. John intends buying a house or John intends to buy a house. Don't bother locking the door. Don't bother to lock. But normally we don't use ing after ing. It's starting to rain, not it started raining. And now you need to practice, and I suggest you to do exercises with the use of gerunds and infinitives. Bye, see you on my channel, Helena English.